Hello, everyone. Welcome to the latest episode to On the Couch with the Dogs Board. And today we have another special guest. He is a sergeant in the U.S. Army and a multiple times martial art championship champion. And he is also a second degree black belt in Shotokan karate. Let him introduce himself the way he would like to, Mr. Marcal Bell.
Hello, it's a pleasure to be here. Like my boy Desmond once said, the champ is here. This is Marcal Bell, second degree black belt, sergeant in the Army, and new world champion. Pleasure to be here once again.
Excellent. Thank you. So I'm going to ask this first, since I know many people listening would like to know this. What made you want to practice and learn martial arts in the first place?
I'd say around 10 years ago, high school kid, there was this UFC fighter named Benson Henderson, and he's the dude who inspired me to pursue martial arts. Maybe not the way I am now, but to really move forward with it, because he had a in-depth in the life of the athlete type of video, where instead of most fighters, all you really see is their family, their workout routine, and what they say they're going to do to their opponent, and which is all good publicity, a good hype for the fight and everything. But my personal favorite about him was that instead of wasting that time on training or inducing his family, which he still has though, he decided to do it in the life of Benson Henderson at a freaking comic book store. And I'm thinking, one of the baddest men on the planet is a nerd. How is that even possible? Then watching him tell his story and everything, and realize, wow, maybe it is possible to be a cool nerd, and that's what inspired me to go into martial arts.
Wow, that's excellent. That's one thing that I've learned since I started doing research in martial arts years ago, that many of our favorite martial artists and action heroes and different media, they are humongous nerds. So what forms do you practice outside of Shotokan karate, if any?
I say traditionally I practice the Shotokan, but other styles I incorporate into my style is kickboxing, Muay Thai, Jiu-Jitsu, Capoeira, Judo, and that's the main gist of it. I can still do other styles, but as far as things that I'm, somewhat fluid and have a good discussion based on is those styles.
All right, that's excellent. And I've seen videos that you posted on social media before of you sparring and fighting in different matches, and I could see traces of different styles within it. Thank you for confirming that. But on another part of your life, you are still enlisted within the armed forces, the military. You're a sergeant now, which I would like to thank you on behalf of the readers for basically dedicating your life to help protect us every day. But what made you enlist into the military in the first place, sir, if you don't mind me asking?
I was going to college at the time, and I say right before my sophomore year of college, nothing wasn't really clicking. Like if someone would have told me as a young man you wasn't going to get everything right by the time you're 20, that would have saved me a lot of headache. But I set a condition on myself, a bet, if you will. In 1 year's time, if I don't have my life together, I'll enlist in the military. And once again, if someone would have told 18-year-old Marcal that that's an unrealistic possibility, it would have saved him a lot of headache. But after the year came up, I decided to honor the bet with myself, and I enlisted.
Wow. So how was that experience? Not just boot camp, but just the experience of being a young black man in the military?
I say it was a very humbling experience because, as a young black man, you gotta move forward with your, head and, your chest up and everything. And one way to humble you real quick is to, walk into a chamber full of gas and proceed to talk. But if I had to describe the experience personally, it was definitely something I won't ever forget. Being away from family for the first time for pretty much half a year, interacting with people outside of the state of Florida, dealing with a whole new command structure, and learning the rules and traditions and cultures of the military. And yeah, it was definitely a worthwhile endeavor when I first started.
Okay. So how many years overall have you been in the military?
6.
6. Okay. Wow, that's great. And you're already a sergeant. That's amazing.
Yeah, I was planning on trying to be sergeant last year, but this little major event called COVID happened, and everything got pushed back a year.
Wow. Well, even despite that, I'm proud of you, and I know everyone else is too. But has your experience in the military enhanced your martial arts discipline at all?
It has. One of the things that I have done personally of all my missions and times abroad is whenever I go to a new state, city, country, whatever, I attempt to go to the nearest martial arts school, MMA gym, kickboxing gym, jiu-jitsu place, nearest place, and just spar. Just go out there and ask, hey, how much is it to walk in and spar your dude? Oh, well, it's free, but, you might not like it. I'll be the judge of that. So luckily, I say that improved my, martial arts because before I joined the military, I was a very speedy, individual. I went in and out, kind of quick, fiber movement. Then once I joined the military, I was able to incorporate weight training and conditioning work into my training. And I might not be, Wally West anymore, but, that power really does come in handy. It kills the time of the matches greatly.
So with that being said, since your main form of Shotokan karate, have you ever been to Japan during your 6 years in the military?
Yes, I've been to Japan. But it wasn't a trip to Japan. It was more like a layover. So I landed in Japan, had a 12-hour layover, and got a chance to see some sights and everything. Got some Yu-Gi-Oh cards in Japanese, so that's my nerd pass right there. And luckily, it was a very good experience. The people of Japan was very nice and humble to a young black man.
That's excellent. That's excellent. So I've always wondered when it came to the different practitioners of karate, how their experience would be if they visited, the modern birthplace of karate. So if you don't mind me, I'm going to name off some of the championships that you have acquired, if you don't mind.
I would love it.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Okay, so excellent. So you are the one-time IKF Point Kickboxing Champion. You are the one-time IKF East Coast Champion. And you are the one-time IKF World Classic Champion. You've acquired 3 championships in, I guess, a short amount of time. Am I correct?
Short amount of time in retrospect, yes.
And I've seen a video of the match of which you received your last championship. So explain to me, what has it been like to acquire those championships?
It's a very humbling and enlightening experience. So one of the things that no one ever tells you is that just like bad habits and bad intentions, success and prestige is very addictive. So when you accomplish your first belt, no matter what happens, you could fight tooth and nail against Akuma. You can go the whole round, the baddest man on the planet, and you win your first one. It will feel like you didn't deserve it. For some reason, your first one feels like it was a fluke. Because in your mind you think, yes, I trained, yes, I prepared, yes, I foresee this coming, but did I just get lucky with my opponent, or am I really like that? So when I gained my first belt, it was the IKF point championship, and that one I was running my mouth the whole time. Like, I was telling my team, hey, yo, you know when I win this belt, we going out to eat, right? Like, I was gassing myself up so hard, and I pretty much had to win, because we were going out to dinner one way or another. It was either we were going to go out to dinner and celebrate a win, or we're going to go out to dinner and everyone's going to roast Marcal for gassing up this situation. So I kind of put a little bit too much pressure on myself, but I've grown accustomed to it. It actually motivates me not to lose.
Wow. Well, what would you say out of those 3 championships, in your opinion, was the most difficult to acquire?
The East Coast, hands down.
Okay.
When I won the East Coast championship, that was the video I posted on my story that you've seen, and me and him went 3 rounds back and forth. I implemented the game plan my coach gave me, came in, worked like day in, day out of training and my actual work schedule to prepare for this opportunity. And when I faced this man, we managed to stand in the ring, and this man's eyes did not leave me 1 second. I looked at the ref, looked at him, he's still staring. I looked at my coach, looked back at him, he's still staring. This man has killer intent. You could not tell me otherwise. So during the match, well, you've seen it. It was back and forth, and I managed to chip him down and get a knockdown. And when I got the knockdown, I knew how tough he was just because of how hard he was hitting. So I knew he was going to get back on his feet. Once he got back on his feet, I said I was going to hit him with the hardest enhanced low of all time and hit him with it. Once I hit him with it, he still did not fall. So I attempted to go in and try to finish him, but instead, this man unlocked a new form and threw nothing but haymakers to my head, and I was on the back pedal trying to avoid getting hit. Like, I'm pretty sure maybe 1 or 2 of them probably wouldn't have laid me out, but I wasn't going to chance that. It was so hard, we were shaking the ring with our blows. Like, me and him was throwing shots so hard that people sitting in chairs adjacent to the ring was feeling it in their shoes. So me and him go back and forth, and towards the end of the round, I'm thinking, you know what am I going to do to put this man out? Because I can't guarantee that I won this fight if it goes to the judges' scorecards. Like, I got to find a way to finish him. You know what, I'm going to set this up with 1 kick. If he eats this kick to the face, I'm just going to run out the clock and I'm just going to see what the judges say. So, and he was still on haymaker mode, so I'm like, okay, next haymaker, I'm going to do the hardest movie flex of all time. So, I end up, we're facing each other. I kicked low, got the kick, threw a cross to the face, and that triggered his counter response, and he threw a cross. I ducked underneath the cross, hit the counter, and caused him to spin out like a full counter hit. I switched steps into my kick, landed a left high kick to the face, and sent the man flying back towards the ropes. And in my mind, if I don't make you hit the floor, you're not out. But the ref steps in and saves him from any continued abuse. And like I said, if I don't knock you to the floor, I believe I ain't knocked you out. But if the ref raises off and gives me the victory, I can't really, fight that. It is what it is. I'm sorry. Better luck next time. So, yes, out of all my championships, if I had to say which match was the hardest one, my East Coast one. Because of the back and forth nature. Because that was one of those things where you could tell me and him both wanted to win, and I just took advantage of the opportunity. I just used my skills to the best of my ability during that time.
Wow, that story and the way you explained it was exhilarating. Because I think you also were given that explanation from the standpoint of a lover of martial arts, because you are the first organized fighting champion that we've had on the show. So your perspective is a great perspective. But could you name some of the people who've been instrumental to you, be it family or trainers or other fighters during your martial arts journey?
I say with the martial arts and training partners and people that's been influential to my career so far, I have to go in order of my karate Sensei Jerry, followed by my wrestling coach, Matt Herrera. He was my high school coach, but he kind of, helped me get out my skin a little bit. Then later on, my coach in kickboxing, Coach Jay, followed by Coach Keith, and my training partner, shout out to Kobe Nelson, O'Shea Robinson, and yeah, I guess that's pretty much the main guys that's been with me since day one. Everyone else knows who I keep in contact with, who I'm always training with. Just because I don't name you once doesn't mean you don't get your praise. And shout out to my family, my mom, my dad, my grandmothers, who for some reason is fine with me winning, but they still have the greatest fear of all time every single time I tell them I have a fight coming up. Like, no matter what. Hey, Grandma, I fight next month. Oh, baby, well, I told you about that. Stop hurting people. They signed up. They took the fight. I can't control that. They said yes. So yeah, I guess that's pretty much the main people off the top of my head that I can thank for the progression so far.
Wow. I know that they are going to be very happy to hear that, especially when they hear this interview. But there's one person who you named, your sparring partner, Master Kobe Nelson, the owner of Kobe's Karate Club. He's a personal friend of mine as well. I featured him on some of the previous projects we had, like the Advertisement Alley series we do for different small black businesses or even large black businesses as well. But how long have you known Master Kobe or Master Nelson?
I'd say I've known Master Kobe for about 8 years. Yeah, me and Master Kobe goes back way back. So, oh man, he's gonna want to fight me after I tell his story. I was doing a class at my Sensei Jerry's school, and Kobe was recommended to come to the school for sparring by one of his instructors at the time. Now, of course, me and Kobe never met, but, two promising young black talents like me and him, they wanted to see us, give each other some work. So he was invited over, and they just knew I was going to show up to class. So once he showed up and sparring started, me and him hasn't even talked yet, but we're about to swing first. and when we first met, I was the cocky kid who hasn't went through any real competitions yet. I just been beating everyone who came through the door, and he gets placed against me. Now, me and Kobe's the same height, and you met Kobe. He's reasonably tall, right?
Yes.
So first thing we do once we're permitted to go, we touch gloves, and we're bouncing just like you see. The first thing this man does is throw a spinning hook kick to my head. This man went for a level 3 super straight off the bat towards my head. I'm like, okay, so either we about to become lifetime rivals or lifetime friends. One way or another, this is going to be a problem for you. So luckily the little sparring session continued on, and afterwards it's been history. He's been one of my longtime friends and partners in my martial arts journey and everyday friendship.
That's excellent, because I seen one of the videos that were posted online between you and him sparring, and it looked extremely intense. But I don't know if anyone has ever asked you this, but have you ever, be it while you're still fighting in different championships or after you retire, have you ever thought about going into doing stunts for different, be it movie, TV, or video game projects, or even trying to do martial arts acting, or martial arts film acting, TV acting?
So, believe it or not, I actually have a IDMB credit to my name.
Ooh.
Yeah. It was a local production, and the movie's name was Octagona. It was a pretty good experience for me. So I messed around and found a casting call to audition for the movie. Made the audition, and when we went to shoot the movie, luckily I ain't get no speaking roles. All I was jobber A. I was just there to make whoever I was facing look good. And in my mind, I'm thinking, who wants to be the jobber? Who wants to be that guy? Who wants to be the guy who gets flexed? But, your pop culture knowledge gotta kick in and save you sometimes, because, even Jackie Chan was a jobber to Bruce Lee before, so you gotta build your credit somehow, right?
Right.
And yes, I would love to do another movie if I ever had the time to, outside of work and training. And I'm telling you right now, here and now, if I ever get the call to be a Power Ranger, then I'm dropping everything. I'm shooting this season. I don't care if I'm the green, the black, the blue, or the red. I don't care if I'm going morphing. Best believe I'm going.
That's great. Well, you heard it here first, everyone. If Mr. Bell becomes a Power Ranger, he first said it here first. Just said it here. But that's pretty much all of the questions that I have to ask you, sir. Is there anything you would like to ask the viewers, or that you would like to ask me, or any statements you would like to make?
I'll make one statement on here. For anyone who's setting goals and dreams aside, don't. You only have a set amount of time, and you don't want to live with that form of, could I have done it? it's always best to know that you just went out and put your best foot forward. If you feel like you can chase after a better career, go do it. If you feel like that summer body is attainable in the fall, go get it. If you feel like your credit score isn't up to stuff, don't sweat. Success comes with time, and time bears fruit. Trust me, it's always worth chasing your dreams. Don't let anyone tell you otherwise.
That is an amazing set of words of wisdom. But actually, I have one more thing to ask you. Now that I say that, is there any championship or any big matches coming up for you soon that people may want to look out for?
There is. So I've been in contact with the Leo Cole MMA promotion, and I've been meaning to get over there and get my next fight with them.
Oh.
And it's not official yet. I've been trying to find someone who's willing to take a match with me at the proper weight and everything. But I'm giving out this information ahead of time because I would actually like everyone, even if I'm not going to fight, go support these local shows. Go support the local talent while they're still, around, because it's always you that pushes us forward. We wouldn't be anything without the fans, without family, friends, training partners, sponsors. Don't let local talent fall without support, okay? It's already hard enough just to get up and train with bruises and swelling and all these other life problems that get put into the sport. Go out and support local businesses and local events. It means a lot to everyone involved.
Excellent. But speaking of support, is there any type of social media platforms that they can follow you to follow your journey and to support you?
Yes, you can follow me on Facebook at Marcal Bell, and trust me, I'm always looking for new friends.
Excellent. Well, I would like to, before I close, again, thank you for coming on the show. Like I said, you're the first martial arts champion that we've had. So it's been an honor. So you helped us make history. And I would also like to thank you for being a beacon of light for other young black men and even young black women who would like to pursue martial arts in a deeper level. So thank you for doing that, sir.
I appreciate it. And can I say just two more things shorthand before you close off the broadcast?
Definitely.
The first thing, if anyone listening to this wants to pursue a martial arts career or just want to go into it, find your local gym on your side of town, and don't be afraid to spend the money. Trust me, the money and time and training will pay dividends later on in life, because that's a skill that can be used outside the ring, y'all. That's a multi-purpose skill, y'all. And if anyone wants, and here go another sponsorship shout out to Johnny Davis Live. He's definitely one of the other people I should have shouted out earlier in my martial arts journey. This man is a bigger, more mouth than me, but with time comes experience, and he is the promoter of all the previous championships I won, and I personally call him Mr. Midas because every single thing he touches turns into gold. And the second thing I like to say is, everyone have a good day, drive safe, tell your family that you love them, they don't hear it enough, and God bless. Thank you.
And thank you, sir. But with that being said, Dr. Clark and Mr. Marcel Bell signing out.